It is important to be able to understand how to check for missing work and how to check for your grades in Schoology. Many students are still confused about this. Let's take a look at somebody's course here. This is our math course, and this is a student's math course, so you can see that you are not able to see above, but this is the math course. So you would click on whatever course you wanted to enter, and then you would look at the side on the left and click on grades. When you click on grades, you will notice that the grades in math are organized by career and life skills and targeted measurements and summative grades. Your job now is to look at how well you're doing in that category. Also wanting to see what is turned in and what is missing. So you can see on this student is receiving an A- in career and life skills. If this student goes through and looks, this student has everything completed except for the 2.1.3 review preview. Here she can see that by looking at the hexagon here, the orange hexagon, that tells me that this is missing. The assignment is missing. So it needs to be completed before the student gets credit. Another thing you might notice is if something is blank here, now this child turned this assignment in late, and so the teacher has not yet noticed or graded this yet. So there may just be a blank space. This does not mean that you didn't do it, because if you see the note here, you know that you have turned it in. It's just waiting grading. Another thing you might notice, and I don't see, oh, here. This one, you'll notice I'm moving down into the next category of targeted measurements. I can tell this is 20% of my grade. I know how I'm doing in my targeted measurements. I'm getting an 83.06%. So this student now needs to look at what's happening in the targeted measurements. I see that the student is missing the puzzle piece, the area and perimeter quiz, and it needs to be completed. I also notice that this one has a comment on the side. That means that your teacher has made a comment about your work or your assessment. So this one says the answers are posted for you to check your work. That tells me that, oh, okay, I got a 7 out of 9. My teacher wants me to go back and look at the answers posted so I can see where I made some mistakes and how I can correct that. The last one is the summative, and I know that that's worth 70% of my grade, and here's where I'm at, right, for the summative. So this is just a general idea of how important it is for you to be able to navigate through your own grade book. If you ever have any questions, it's so important that you ask your teacher so that you are keeping up with your work. And as I tell my students, it is so important to keep up on a day-to-day basis, because once you get behind, many times it's hard for you to get caught up. So it's very important that you're keeping track of the assignments that are being graded and turned into Schoology.